Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Iris Podcast Season 10 Kickoff Edition. My name is HBBows64, otherwise known as just Bowsy, and I will be your host for this long season of the Iris Podcast. Joining me here tonight, we have two amazing analysts and two brand new analysts to the Iris Podcast. First off, he was one of the all-stars in the Harmony Tier Tank Division last season, and he's also the manager of one of the fan favorite teams, Aimbots. Please welcome to the Iris Podcast, Jono. How are you doing, my good friend?
I'm good. I'm doing good today, Bowsy. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well myself, and joining Jono alongside him is the manager of your Season 9 Discord tier runner-ups and your Season 10 pre-season champions. Give a warm welcome to Fish. Welcome to the Iris Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Hurts even bringing it up the runner-up, but I hope you're having a good one too, Bowsy.
Yeah, I'm definitely having a good one. We have a long season ahead of us. Welcome one and all to the Iris Podcast. Again, this is our main view program every every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We bring you all the news about Tranquility. We break down everything happening in Tranquility in the current week. And of course, this week, we start off the season. But before we get into the season at hand, we have a preseason to cover here. We have a lot of course, last week we wrapped up our preseason with our free finals matches, and we crowned 3 preseason champions. Let's take a minute to go over those as we head into our first one, which is the Harmony Tier NA preseason, where the Galactic Penguins were able to take a win over the Luminous Foxes in a 4-0 sweep to claim their first preseason title. Jono, give me your thoughts on this preseason match.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm a little bit shocked. Yeah, we all know GP's really good, but Luminous also put a really good hold on the preseason. They kind of shocked everybody. I was expecting that to at least go at least 5 maps.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was an interesting match. It's surprising that this is the only one that we had that was a sweep. So good job there by the Galactic Penguins. Also by the Luminous Foxes coming back for the first time since Season 8, being able to make a recovery and bring themselves into a preseason final. We'll see if both of these teams are going to be able to live up to the hype as we enter the actual season. Let's continue here, heading into our next preseason final, which is the Discord tier preseason finals. And it seemed to be very similar to what we saw at the end of last season. Reminiscence and MI7 facing off once again, but this time it was MI7 coming out on top in another Map 7 banger. Now the score evened up between MI7 and Reminiscence 2-2 over the past 2 seasons. And of course, I had no one else better to choose here to talk about this than the manager of MI7, Fish. Your thoughts on the preseason finals for the Discord tier between Reminiscence and MI7?
Anyway, I got deja vu, Bowsy. I'm gonna be honest. I was nervous. My head were in my hands. I was like, not again. This can't be happening. I was so scared. Rem would not go away. I think if you have to give anything to them, they played great and they would never go away. They made run after run, no matter what. Gabe came in, played an awesome Ryan the last couple maps, and just brought the energy up. I think the energy was a little low in the first couple maps. The tempo wasn't quite there. They subbed Gabe in the last couple, and they just started going. They just started running at us, and it was really hard for us to adapt to. I think luckily we had Shambali as our last map. We practiced that a lot, and I think we practiced it more than them, which is probably why it looked pretty dominant for us. But really, really props to them. They played really well.
Absolutely. Very fun and entertaining match. I had the honor of casting those two teams once again after casting last season's finals, and it really did look like it was going to be a repeat of what we saw in those preseason finals. But at the end of the day, good job by MI7 to throw a curveball into the mix and claim that preseason champion. Again, congratulations to MI7 for winning the Discord tier preseason championship. Let's wrap up our preseason recap as we head into the Transcendence tier, where it was a classic brawl between two very formidable teams. The Guangzhou Gangsters and Amnesia faced off, and the Guangzhou Gangsters were able to take their second preseason title with a win over Amnesia 4-1. Fish, I talked about you having the Discord tier. Now you get to talk about the Transcendence tier. Tell me your reactions to that preseason match between Guangzhou and Amnesia.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty expected result. I think GZG played as well as GZG normally plays. I think Amnesia played well. They played decent. I think they would have wished they probably played a little bit better. That obviously they won map 1. Shout out to Gripper's comp. They GZG played only characters that have their toes showing. So that is that could be the reason that we saw that. But yeah, it was a pretty standard GZG finals. I think is what we come to expect from them.
That has to be the most interesting statistic I've ever heard in Tranquility, period. The only thing that could probably rival that is that the Volskaya statue is the only statue in Overwatch that has eyelashes. But nonetheless, congratulations to the Guangzhou Gangsters. Yes, that is true, Jono. That is 100% true.
Volskaya is still in the game.
Yes, it is still in the game. Like it or not, it's still here. We can't play it anymore in Trank until it's made into a push map or whatever, but it's still here. But nonetheless, congratulations again to Guangzhou Gangsters, and congratulations to all of our preseason champions, as well as our finalists for making it all the way to the bitter end of the preseason. But that is our preseason recap. That is pretty much all we have there. So pretty good preseason overall, but now the real stuff begins. It is time, everybody, to talk about Season 10. The 10th season of Tranquility is upon us, and we have a lot of big things. For first of all, we have the most teams in one tier for the first time in history. We have 32 teams in 2 divisions. Not just 1, 2 divisions. Harmony and Discord both have 32 teams each, so this is the most amount of teams we've had in one tier. It's going to be interesting to see how well these 2 tiers are going to be going with those. We're going to be heading into our main section of the day, which is going to be preseason pontifications. Of course, it is the kickoff podcast show for Tranquility Season 10. The main thing is there's a lot of teams to discuss and a lot of things to get over with them. So we're going to be talking about everything of every single team, make our predictions, make some bold predictions as well, answer some questions that you may want to consider as we head into the season. We're going to start off with the simple section, probably the longer one, which is favorites to win the groups. We're going to start off in the Harmony tier. This is going to be simple enough. We're going to pretty much make it so that everyone's going to be picking who they think is going to win each of the groups in each tier. So we're going to start off with the Harmony tier, and we're going to start off with Harmony tier RMA. Of the teams that are in Harmony tier RMA, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I apologize. So there are 8 teams in Harmony RMA, and those teams are Aimbots, Basement Dwellers, Clairvoyants, Colorado Carbon, Johanna Gatekeepers, Onigiri, Ragnarok Freya, and the Council. All 8 of these teams are participating in Harmony RMA. Jono, of these 8 teams, who is your favorite to win the group?
Bowser, you know who I got to pick. Go Aimbots, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Aimbots for the simple fact that not only I'm a tad bit biased. The way that I set the team up this season, we're looking to do big things. We're gonna shock a lot of people in this group, a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, it only makes sense that I would bring on the person who runs Aimbots, and he would get the he would get the honor of saying that his team is going to win. Definitely, we'll have to see.
Aimbots, baby.
We'll have to see if Aimbots is going to be able to live up to that name as we enter into the season. Let's move on now to the next grouping, which is Orem B. 8 teams again in this group. Those teams are the Chicago Mafia, Doodles, your Season 8 Harmony tier champions, Exhilaration, your Season 5 and Season 7 champions, the Flashbacks, Luminous Fox is returning into the season, Pause Champ, the Pew Pew Plunderers rebranding from the Big Bang Buccaneers, and the New Kids on the Block, Positively Aggressive. Fish, of these 8 teams, who is your favorite to win the R&B division of Harmony Tier NA?
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the most stacked single division in all of Trank this season. There are an insane amount of good teams in this division. But I will be going with flashbacks. I do think they have the coaching staff, they have the org, and I think that matters a lot in Harmony. So I think they'll be the team that edges out this group.
Definitely flashbacks. They've had a lot of strong rosters. Last season was not their roster despite having a constant trend of odd season wins. So we'll have to see if they're able to make it up in this season and be able to make it all work here. So we'll see. Flashbacks definitely looking like a formidable opponent. So we'll see if they're able to do that. Let's move over now to Indigo A for Harmony Tier North America. Starting off with the teams in there. The 8 teams in Indigo A are Chrysalis, the longest standing team in Tranquility, the Fighting Potatoes, last season's runner-ups Geometric, Insidious, last season's champions and 2-time Harmony Tier champions Koala Kings, the new kids on the block, the LNE Makos, and Swordfish, and there is a 8th team in this that is still yet to be determined. We are trying to fill that slot as we are speaking. Johnel, of these 7 technically teams, because we do not count Team 32. Anyone who does, please stop. Who do you think is going to win Indigo A?
I'm going to be honest. The way the Indigo A looks, it might look a little stacked, but after a couple roster changes, after a couple things in the offseason, I watched a lot. I'm going to give this to Insidious. It's the same team from last season, but I promise, they're going to bring you some crazy gameplay this season.
Definitely. Insidious have a lot of well-known players, a pretty good lineup on that roster. A little bit of changes here and there, but for the most part, they are the strong roster that they were able to succeed with last season. So we'll see if they're able to keep up the pace here in this group and try to make a deep run for it. Now it's time to wrap up Harmony Tier NA with our final grouping, which is Harmony Tier Indigo B. The 8 teams in that group are Ares, Disclosant, rebranding from Obfuscation last season, Eminence, the Fire-Breathing Rubber Duckies, your preseason champions, the Galactic Penguins, the Jersey Boys, a fan favorite among the community, especially our Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Yeti, Mets Gaming, the new kids on the block, and finally, Strix. Fish, of these 8 teams, who is your favorite to win Harmony Indigo B?
I will be going with the preseason champions, the Galactic Penguins. Despite the recent roster changes they've went through, won't get super into that. I still think they're a super strong team. I really believe in their coaching staff. I believe in Choi. And I think they'll be able to rally around Xiao. And I think they're going to be a super strong team this season.
Absolutely. They definitely look like a strong team in the preseason. We'll have to see, again, if they're able to keep up that momentum as we enter into the season. Now it's time to go over to the Discord tier groups. The Discord tier NA having, again, 32 teams. We unfortunately have some teams that unfortunately dropped out of the tournament late, so there are going to be a lot more Tranquility logos on this one, but I promise it's not all doom and gloom. There are some pretty good teams on this lineup. Let's start off with Discord Aurum A. Of course, 8 teams in this group. There is a Team 31 here. Of course, we're still trying to find fills for these teams. Eventually, we'll be able to find those. But in this group are last season's runner-ups and your preseason champions, MI7, the Pukin Dogs, a sister team to Space Created, who is also located in this group. Your 2-time Discord tier champions, Reminiscence, the Tampa Bay Tryhards, the Thunder Duckies, and finally, Wildfire. Jono, of these 7 teams that are in Discord Aurum A, who is your favorite to win the group?
Fish, you're gonna be mad at me, man.
Boo!
So I'm gonna go with preseason final runner-up. I'm gonna go with Rem here. I feel like they're gonna come back 10 times stronger in the season.
Bro, you didn't watch the preseason finals. You didn't watch it.
Man, listen, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry.
No, they're a strong team.
I'm still sticking to it. Go Rem.
Yeah, Reminiscence definitely, again, they have a strong roster this season as well. Obviously had to change all of their roster, but we'll see if they're able to keep that momentum and be able to bring it into a good chance here in the Discord tier Aurum A. Let's move over now to Discord tier Aurum B. We're flying through this podcast, guys. 15 minutes in, and we're already almost halfway through here. Let's move over to Discord Aurum B. Of the 8 teams in this group, we did have 1 team again drop out, so there is a Team 30. Again, We're working to replace that team as quickly as possible. But the other teams are Jellyfish, Culture, who's moving down from the Discord tier, your Season 7 runner-ups, Paradise Lost, Ragnarok Loki, a fan favorite, Redacted, and the 2 new kids on the block, Royal Throne and Trigonometric. Make sure you don't twist your tongue on that last one. Fish, of these 7 teams in Discord tier R&B, who is your favorite to win the tier? Or win the group, I'm sorry, not the tier.
Pretty stacked group here. I think Paradise Lost is really strong, and I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people because I don't know if people are super aware of them. But I'll be going with a new-ish team, Trigonometric. They have some known players. There's a lot of the core from Geo last season, and again, it's a recurring theme. But they have a really great coaching staff, Cam, Slimal. So I really think they're gonna improve rapidly throughout this season. So I think they'll win that group.
Yeah, definitely. Trigonometric, going to be an interesting team to watch this season. Again, that is Geometric's new Discord tier team. They're expanding the Discord tier this season, so we'll see if they're able to make it work in the end. Let's move over now to Indigo A. This one actually has 8 teams in it. We don't have any Team 32s or Team 30s or whatever. So this team, 8 teams once again in this group. Those are Adrenaline, Avalon, the Beat Drop Bears, the brand new rendition of the Marsupial Gaming Org, Blobfish, late night esports Blobfish, Concordia Wildwind, Maelstrom, the epitome of spicy water in Tranquility, and then the 2 new kids on the block as well, UV Rays and the Wild Cat Boys. Jono, of these 8 teams, who is your favorite to win Discord Indigo A?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going off the name here, man. New team on the block. Beat Drop Bears, you guys got this in the bag. I will literally put my entire wallet fund on Beat Drop Bears pulling this group. I'll do it.
I mean, you definitely have a chance. They are the Marsupial Org. Again, Marsupial having a lot of championships under their belt so far. 3 with 2 for the Koala Kings, 1 for Joey Esports back in Season 6. So there is potential here for them to claim a second Discord tier title here. I see Fish laughing and I'm scared. But I just look over and all I hear is like Fish laughing and I'm scared. But regardless of which,
I'm on my own little podcast over here. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. We'll see how well these teams are going to be going here in Indigo A. Let's wrap up the Discord tier here with Discord Indigo B. 7 teams in this. We did have 1 team drop out of this, I believe, a few days ago, but still 7 teams trying to replace that 8th team. But for now, the teams in this division include the Cosmic Castaways, Phoenix, Poseidon, Pride, SEAL Team Spuds, Tempest, and Error, the team, or Oaf's Discord tier team. Cosmic Castaway is also your Season 8 champions as well. Fish, of the 7 teams in Indigo B, who is your favorite to win this group?
Yeah, another group with a bunch of strong teams, Tempest, Spuds, Pride, but I'm going to go with Cosmic, kind of just based off their preseason. I'm not familiar with a lot of their players, but they did pick up a map on REM, and I've heard from a lot of people that they have a pretty strong team. So that's who I would go with. I think this is the one I would be the least confident about, though. I think this group is up for grabs.
Absolutely. We'll have to see how well Cosmic Castaways are able to adapt as the season goes on. Again, those Season 8 champions. Last season was a little rough, not going to lie. 10th seed after being the most dominant team.
They had a playoff run.
They did have a lower bracket one. They won 2 games and almost took down the SEAL Team Spuds, so they definitely have some worthiness in them, so we'll see if they're able to do it. Before we head into the Transcendence tier, I did notice that we were seeing some giveaway entries earlier in the broadcast. If you happen to be watching us live on Twitch right now, you may notice that there is a button over in the channel redeem points called giveaway entry. Every single night in the Tranquility Gaming in the Iris podcast, we give away 1 free T-shirt from our Tranquility store, which you can access by going to !store in the chat. I need to make sure I can actually get that story. Okay, my button's not working, so there you go. There is there's the store. You can go to the store !store in the chat, or go to spreadshirt.com/tranquilitygg to get all of your Tranquility merchandise. Everything from shirts to hats to sweatshirts to mugs to stickers to phone cases. All of it is available there on the Tranquility store. You can buy all of our merchandise and all of your proceeds from the store go right back into Tranquility to provide us better giveaways, better opportunities, and better experiences overall. So if you want to buy any merchandise, make sure you go to the Tranquility Gaming store so you can get all of that. And again, we do give away a free t-shirt at the end, so every giveaway entry you put in is one extra entry to try and win a free t-shirt at the end of the Iris podcast broadcast. I'm going to be closing those giveaway entries after our Transcendence tier, which that is a great segment, a great segue to head into the Transcendence tier groups. So let's head into those. 18 teams in Transcendence tier. There's only 3 groups instead of the normal 4, simply because we needed to downgrade the size of it, and also because 18 teams just rounds perfectly into 3 groups. But let's get started with the next group in there, which is going to be... Oh, I did not know that would hide so easily. Ignore those 2 teams. The 6 teams heading into the first group. This is going to be Orem. Transcendence Orem has these 6 teams: the Devil Dukes, the 2-time Transcendence tier runner-ups, Fleet Angels, your Season 8 champions, the Guangzhou Gangsters, and also your 2-time preseason champions, Nightmare Outlaws, everybody's favorite Oath, which that's not Oath shirt. I am tired. And you can get an Oath shirt at the Tranquility store, but this is not Oath shirt. This is the preseason. This is the champions cap tiers from last season. You can't even see it because of the camera, but anyway. And then the final team in this group, which is Reckless Delta, which is the Reckless org of this season. Jono, of these 6 teams, who is your favorite to win Transcendence Orem?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to give it to the Gangsters. I watched a couple of VODs from their preseason. Man, they are crazy. That's all I got to say about it. I got the Gangsters going all the way.
Crazy. Sure. Yeah, definitely. The Guangzhou Gangsters, a strong team. Weren't able to win the title last season. Got caught up in the semifinals too. Again, the Decapitators. But definitely had a strong presence last season. Just give me a second. I'm just checking something. Oh, hey, my classes got canceled tomorrow. Ain't that great?
Let's go!
I'm hoping. Snow day, please.
I got to go to work tomorrow.
I just got one, but anyway, but that is it for that. But that is it for Transcendence Orem. Let's move over now to the next group, which is Transcendence Azure, the only instance of an Azure group that we have here in Tranquility Gaming. There's 6 teams in this as well. No teams dropped out as of yet, unless I get a ping from Mr. Yeti or somebody telling me that it happens. Your 6 teams in Transcendence tier Azure are Amnesia, Classified, Hades, and Hammerhead, both moving up from the Discord tier, and the 2 new kids on the block, Just Better Incorporated and the Wyverns. Fish, of these 6 teams in Transcendence tier are Azure, not Orem. Azure, who is your favorite to win the group?
Amnesia. I think this is their group. Second in preseason. They're a strong team, storied team. They have a lot of people who've played together on this team. They have a lot of chemistry, so I think they'll do very well.
Definitely. We'll have to see how well Amnesia would do. Again, Amnesia were a contender for the finals almost in last season's games. They unfortunately could not make it all the way, but definitely had a strong showing. And again, they were your preseason runner-ups, so anything can happen. So we'll see if Amnesia is going to finally claim a trophy for the Nostalgia Org in the Transcendence tier, because they have yet to get a Transcendence tier championship for that organization. It's time to wrap it up with our final group of the night. Our final group review is Transcendence tier Indigo group. Again, 6 teams in this group. Those 6 being the Billings Boomers, the Hive Mind Halophites, Revital, Singularity, Throwing or Bad, and Frost Nova, who was recently inducted into the tier. Jono, we're going to wrap it up with you here with our group favorites. Of these 6 teams, who is your favorite to win the group?
I'm gonna give it to Hive Mind here, just because their team's stacked, man. They might be new in the tier, but their team is stacked. So I really feel like genuinely they're not gonna have that much trouble in this tier at all, as a whole. So I got Hive Mind taking the group.
Absolutely. Hive Mind Halophites, a lot of players from that roster coming over from the Galactic Gibbons last season, including such notable names as Sticko and Syme, a.k.a. Widowmane. So,
And Amore.
And recently I just learned Amore, or Amore. I don't know the correct pronunciation. If you know the correct pronunciation of that name, help us. But regardless of which, a strong lineup over there on Hive Mind Halophites. We'll see if they are going to have what it takes heading into the regular season. But that is it for our group favorites. That is every single group covered in Tranquility. But now we have to discuss some other things more related to the tier. And that's where we go into our section known as the lightning round, where I'm going to be asking you guys very quick questions, and you have to give me a very quick answer, 15 to 30 seconds tops. We're going to start off in the Harmony tier, North America. Starting off with your favorite to win the tier. John'll, starting with you.
I'm gonna give it to PosChamp just for the simple fact that everybody on the team has chemistry. Everybody.
Definitely, chemistry is a big thing. I mean, obviously, it's good to have those chemistry teams. We'll have to see if PosChamp are going to be able to hold up that chemistry. Fish, who is your pick to win Harmony tier North America?
I am, once again, going to go with the preseason champions and Galactic Penguins. Kind of like, building off what I said earlier, they got good coaching staff, good org, and they have Chow. That's the big thing. I am a big Chow fan. I'll talk about him in a second. But yes, I think their team is going to build around him, and I think they're going to do very well in Harmony.
We'll definitely see if the Galactic Penguins are going to do well in Harmony. Let's move over to our next question here in the lightning round, which is the best dark horse. Which team do you think is going to be the best dark horse entering Season 10 of Tranquility? John'll, we'll start with you.
I'm going to give it to Insidious. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen last season. We ended up going up against them in playoffs of... I forgot what it was. They gave us a run for our money. And I'm gonna give it to him. Nobody really looks at him, but you guys are gonna see some big things come out of Insidious, just like I said earlier.
Fish, who is your pick for the best dark horse in Harmony tier?
I'm gonna go to Geometric. I think with Harmony having a lot of good teams this season, I think Geo's kind of getting lost in the shuffle. Not many people are talking about him. You got all the other good teams, but shout out to Pomku. Shout out to that roster. They got shooters over there. They got shooters. I think they'll do really well.
They got shooters. They don't miss.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see how well Geometric are going to do in this season. Again, your runner-ups last season brought it pretty close with the Koala Kings. Almost took a reverse sweep over them. Actually, almost took a map 7, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if it was a reverse sweep or not, but they almost brought it back. So we'll see if they're able to do it this year. Now, how about a new team that you're going to be watching this season? Again, we have plenty of new teams in Harmony tier this season.
I'm on camera right now.
Let's go. We got an appearance from Father Fish. Let's go.
You're literally on camera. In front of
Let's go. Papa Fish.
Please go. Just for 10 minutes.
Papa Fish.
It happens.
I love it.
Happens.
I love it.
Listen, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I cannot tell you how many times I've had my father almost come.
I got a snow day, guys. Woo! Let's go.
Papa Fish.
Let's go. All right. But anyway, let's go back into what I was talking about. A new team that you're watching this season. Again, there's a lot of new teams in Tranquility this season, especially in the Harmony tier. Which new team are you watching as we enter into the 10th season of Harmony tier? John'll, we'll start up with you.
I'm watching Onigiri. They kind of just popped up out of nowhere. I'm gonna be honest. One day I looked in the Harmony chat and I just seen a bunch of rice balls and I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, nobody answered me. So then I looked and I was like, "Oh, it's a new team." So we're gonna see how they do. I'm interested.
Fish, what about your pick for new team to watch?
Also, going to Onigiri. They popped up randomly. I knew nothing about them, and then everyone's talking about them. They got like 55 predictions to beat the team they're playing this week. They got fans. They also have Monty coaching them. So shout out to Monty.
Yeah, Bonnie or Manny, definitely a strong coach there. I mean, obviously a strong player as well. Again, reminiscence player, runner-up last season, runner-up in the preseason finals this season. So we'll see if they're able to live up to that name. Obviously, the big thing is Onigiri was technically a rebrand. I still label them as a new team, and because both my analysts pick one, I'm going to chime in with a team that I think we should be watching, and that's the Colorado Carbon. Colorado Carbon, a brand new team entering into this season. Not a lot known about them. They've had apparently a roster for quite some time. They also have Bethcon, a well-known figure in Tranquility, playing on their roster. So I think the Colorado Carbon are going to be one to watch this season. We'll see if they're able to live up to the name as we enter into Season 10. Now let's get a little bit skeptical. It's time to really put in some interesting facts here with your early MVP favorite. Who is your favorite to win the early MVP, or win the MVP before we even start the season, John'll?
I'm gonna give it to Nova from PosChamp. Yeah, he's a Rollock DPS player, but when I tell you that man will shock you, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Nova.
Nova switching over to DPS after being the tank player for Ace High last season. Fish, I think we know at this point who your early MVP favorite is.
Yeah, as I said, Chow Time. He's a League Zero alum. He's played at such a higher level than Harmony tier. That guy, I've seen him in 3.8, 3.9 scrims cooking. So I expect him to do big things on GP this season.
We'll definitely see how well Chow is able to do. Chow, also known as Gizmo, so we'll definitely see if Chow is able to live up to the hype entering into the season. Now comes one of my hardest questions, and that is your favorite logo. Of course, we have so many great logos here in Tranquility made by our wonderful art and branding team, but you can only pick one from each tier. Starting off with your favorite logo from the Harmony tier, John'll.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give it to Onigiri, just because of the rice ball. Just because of the rice ball. I'm telling you.
It's a very good case. Very good
It's
case.
like a rice nugget, man.
Yeah, it's a rice nugget.
Barbecue sauce.
Make me hungry. Come on, please stop doing that. But anyway, definitely a good logo there. Fish, what about your pick for favorite logo?
I'm going with a new team we haven't talked about. Going with Basement Dwellers. Their logo is very apt for the name. It's like a goblin gremlin looking thing. It looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a cool logo.
Definitely also a pretty good logo there for Basement Dwellers. It'll be interesting to see how well all the logos do. I'm trying to remember all the logos because I swear to God there were really good logos in Harmony tier. I'm trying to remember if I remember any good ones. But like honestly, all of our logos are really good. Give some love to our art and branding team the next time you see them. Oh yeah, this is a logo I really liked a lot. Positively aggressive, being a mercy pistol in the health kit. Like, I cannot tell you how hard I laughed when I found out that was a mercy pistol in the health kit. So definitely a good logo. Again, there are so many good logos this season. I'm honestly really excited to see all these logos on broadcast. But now let's wrap up the lightning round for Harmonies here in North America with your favorite team to watch. What team are you trying to watch every single match you can because you just like watching them that much? John'll, starting with you.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it to KK, go Koala Kings. Just for the simple fact that it's just, regardless of if they're winning or losing, it's always just fun to watch because somebody's always doing something funny. You know, Overwatch gaming type deals. You know.
Yeah, well,
Overwatch 2, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch 2 can be chaotic, so we'll see if Koala Kings are able to live up to that title. Fish, what about your favorite? What about a team that you're ready to watch? Your favorite team to watch in Harmony?
John LB stealing my picks, man. But yeah, I'm going Koala Kings. Oh,
what?
Hey, I filled the form out first. I'm messing with you.
Okay, you did. I'll give you that.
I'm doing it for an entirely different reason. Ascend is my GOAT, and he is the most entertaining Overwatch player you will ever watch. That guy is never doing anything traditional. He does not play the game of Overwatch like anyone else I've ever seen. So if you're watching Koala Kings, just watch Ascend and you'll have fun. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
also a little excited for Koala Kings for a different reason. That is Titanic coming back onto the roster. Any Season 6 veterans will shake in fear at the thought of Titanic Pharah. I'm just going to say that. I am
locked to support. But yeah.
Okay, he's on support. But still, Titanic, it'll be interesting to see how well they do with Koala Kings this season. But, I mean, both our analysts, fans of Koala Kings as we enter into the season, we'll see if Koala Kings are able to be worthy of that performance as we enter in. Let's go over to Discords here in North America now for the lightning round, starting off with your favorite to win the tier. Starting off with you, John'll.
Okay, Fish, you're actually going to be happy for it. You're actually going to feel some type of way. I picked MI7. Not only because they just have a good roster. I've seen their preseason. I watched some VODs. They're my favorite for sure.
It's a good
Especially
thing.
because of fish. Go fish.
Woohoo!
Definitely not biased. There definitely was not a Venmo or PayPal transaction that took place
Yeah.
before the cast.
I mean, I could show you the receipt. I can show you the receipt.
Are we still doing 15
Wasn't
next
much.
time, or what are we thinking?
No.
Oh.
Listen, you can pick game boss next time.
Oh, I got you.
Anyway, with that said, Fish, what about your favorite to win the tier for Discord tier North America?
I will be pleading the fifth, Gazi.
Okay, that's fair. Can you give me a reason as to why you plead the fifth, other than you are the manager of MI7?
I would not like to pick. I think the results speak for themselves. That's what I'll say.
He's picking MI7.
I'm picking at myself.
Listen, I'm not gonna call you out on bias. For those
But
who don't know,
no, because if I pick them, then we're gonna lose, and I'm gonna be sad.
listen,
I'm gonna be sad.
listen.
I'm gonna be very sad.
you don't have to be sad about bias, because you know what? I didn't mention it at the start of the broadcast, but we also have a third analyst who's gonna be coming in like every
that guy,
every
no,
week or
Nev,
so.
he's never
Yeah.
biased. I've never seen him be biased once.
Okay, fair. Navino is not biased. Can't confirm.
Love you, Nev.
Apparently confirmed by Fish. Navino is not biased. So disregard everything I said there. But regardless, a lot of big picks here in the Discord tier. We'll see who is able to live up to the name. But what about a team that may not be like the favorite, but could be a very relative dark horse later down the line? Starting off with you, Jono. Who is your favorite dark horse in Discord tier?
I picked a new team because I'm all about new teams. I came into Trank on a new team. I'm picking Jellyfish because Jellyfish sting, and Jellyfish can kill people. So go Jellyfish.
I mean, depends on the Jellyfish. If it's a man of war, definitely.
It does depend on the Jellyfish.
It does depend on the Jellyfish. If it's a man of war, are we talking about a Portuguese man of war, or are we talking about a simple jellyfish that you can find in a?
I'm talking about the biggest jellyfish you can ever see with your own eyeballs.
King jellyfish. The one.
That's a
the one-
thing?
The one from SpongeBob.
Oh my God! The one from SpongeBob. Let's go. Yep, that's Jellyfish all the way.
And yeah, we'll definitely
Jellyfish
see.
all the way, baby.
We'll definitely see if jellyfish are willing to be like King Jellyfish from SpongeBob and be able to shock the competition. Fish, tell me your dark horse before I start losing my mind.
Oh, man.
My dark horse is a team I already talked about. I'm going Trig. I just really like their players. I like everyone on that team. Des, Ashes, Cleary, Emily, Pineapple Taco. I like their coaching staff. I think they're going to do really well. I don't really know if they're a dark horse, but I think they're going to do well. I don't know about everyone else, so that's my pick.
Yeah, definitely Trigonometric. Obviously, coming into this season, Geometric's Discord team already packing a pretty stacked roster. A lot of players, I would say, on that roster are very Discord tier eligible. And we'll see if they're able to live up to the hype here as we enter into the season. I'm going to pitch in as well. I'm going to pitch in a dark horse of my own, and I'm just going to say Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is count out Paradise Lost, or you're going to be like most of the teams in Season 7 when they made the second place run that season. Let's move over now to a new team that you're watching this season. Again, new teams all around the Discord tier. Which new team are you watching this season here, Johnel?
I'm gonna be honest. The way I was gonna intro this whole part just kind of sounded weird, so I changed it like instantly. I'm gonna go with the Puking Dogs because
Good call.
why not, man? Like we don't like they're new. I've read a lot about Discord tier and I haven't really seen them anywhere. So we're gonna see how they do. I want to see how they do.
Yeah, definitely Puking Dogs. Sister team to Space created, as I mentioned. We'll see if they're able to live up to that title as we enter the season. Fish, what about a new team that you're watching this season?
I was going to go Trig again, but I thought that was boring. So I'm going to go Beat Drop Bears. I don't know if they really count as a new team because it's just they rebranded from Quokka, but they're the same. It's a marsupial team. They're all the same. That is Divino. Who's Frogman, Twist. They'll be really good. I think they're going to be a really strong team. Beat Drop Bears. Let's hope they do better than they did in BPL.
Yeah, Beat Drop Bears. I mean, technically it counts as a new team because it said on the announcements channel joining. If it's
I'm
rebranding, it's
saying
an old team.
like they were supposed to be Quokka, and then they were like, why don't we just be something new? And
Yeah,
that's
why don't you be Beat Drop Bears? Bring that over from League Zero.
Yeah.
More League Zero influence in Tranquility is apparently what we need here. You speak for yourself. Was MI7 a League Zero or BPL team? I forget.
It's technically BPL because when we were in League Zero, is that MI6?
Oh.
So we changed it.
I'm
We
waiting.
we just added it. We took the MI6 logo and we got permission from WANA, and we just put a 7 on it. It's very creative.
Okay, next
We're really,
thing you know, you're gonna have MI8 when you win if you win the
yeah,
championship.
that's the Harmony team.
We'll bring back MI6 for Transcendence, MI7 for Discord, and
There
MI8
you
for
go.
for Harmony. Love it. Anyway, let's start talking about an early MVP favorite. Jono, before the season even starts, who is your favorite to win the MVP in Discord tier?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go with somebody I'm close to and somebody I know. I'm going with Spicy Pug. I have to. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play. Whoo! Pug he'll definitely make you see the game in a whole different perspective, and that's from Spawn.
That
To be honest.
That is a damn good quote. I should write that in my yearbook. Pug, a strong player for Ace High last season. We'll see if they're able to live up to Discord tier this season. Fish, what about your early MVP favorite?
Going for my boy, my captain. I'm going for Lore. Top 3 MVP last season. Arguably should have won it. Was undefeated last season as a player until finals. Just a really strong player. Has taken more of a leading role with Rocket gone. Really just a nice guy. People you ever meet. Really just cracked out hit scan player. And both the people who were over him in the MVP last season are now not in Discord tier. So I think he's the favorite.
There you go. Yeah, Lore definitely. I mean, saying that he's cracked is probably an understatement at this point. Lore, one of the best players in Discord tier, almost had 100% match win rate last season. That's almost unheard of in Tranquility history. The only person who could even contest that is O Canada before season 9. So there are not a lot of people who can claim that they've almost won every single match in Tranquility. So Lore definitely a favorite, and honestly, I think this is the season that Lore wins that MVP title. Now, again, the hardest question I usually ask here, which is your favorite logo in the Discord tier. So many good logos. Jono, what's your favorite in Discord tier?
I'm really big into space and stars and galaxies, so I'm gonna give it the Cosmic for sure. I just love the concept, honestly.
Cosmic Castaways definitely having a good logo. Fish, what about your favorite logo in Discord tier?
Cosmic is actually like my favorite logo in all of Trank, but I wanted to pick new teams because I think it's cool to highlight them. And the Wild Catboys logo is awesome. It's like a man with headphones on with the cat ears. It's great. Love that logo.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Funny.
What?
It's really, you said it. It's really good.
What? Yeah,
Or I said it's probably on stream.
it was on stream. I think I can pull it up. Let me check to see if I can pull that up again. Because it was on here. It might actually be off screen. I'm hoping it isn't. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second.
But yeah, it's a cool look.
It is a very cool logo. Hold on. These are going to look off because I messed up a little bit in terms of getting the slide presentations. But there's your Wildcat Boys logo there in the bottom right there, Jono, if you're looking at the stream.
Oh my God! No way! No way! I love it.
That is the Wildcat Boys logo. Again, pretty dang good logo. I like that logo as well. I'm gonna pitch in here because I like the logos. I like logos. I like the creative logos that we all have. Trying to look to see. Trying to remember. It's hard because I have an entire folder of logos, and I don't have them separated by tier, so I can't tell which ones. But I'm gonna say I like the simplicity of trigonometric. Honestly, trigonometric, simple, geometric, just with a T. I also like Paradise Lost because I'm a big Miami Vice fan, or a big Miami Vice style fan. So that could definitely play a part in that. But there you go. There's your favorite logos from all of us. And now, of course, we have to go for our final category in this tier, which is your favorite team to watch. What team are you looking forward to watch this season, Jono?
I'm going with the Gangsters. I'm telling you.
Wrong tier.
It's just
Discord.
Oh
Discord.
my God! Favorite team to watch? Trig. I'm going with Trig for sure. Yeah, my bad. I kind of just I was looking at something. I'm going with Trig, just for the simple fact that, man, what can you really go against Trig? The roster's stacked.
It is.
Honest.
Yeah.
roster's just stacked.
Stacked roster indeed over there at Trigonometric. We'll see if we're able to live up to that hype. Fish, what about a team that you are really excited to watch? Who's your favorite team to watch as we enter season 10?
I'm going to go with the team that we played in preseason who gave us some trouble, Avalon. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They play a super aggressive rush where they just run at you and like they don't care about what you're doing. They're going to play their game and they're going to go full speed all the time. They're really cool. I think they're going to catch a lot of teams off guard, and I think they're really fun to watch.
Absolutely. Avalon will be very fun to watch this season. We'll see if they're able to live up to that hype. So definitely a lot of fun teams to watch in Discord tier. But now it's time to head over to our final tier, which is the Transcendence tier. Starting off with who you think is your favorite to win the tier. Starting off with Johnel.
I'm gonna go with Hive Mind because, like I said earlier, I really enjoy their team. Their team is really good. They might be new, they might rebrand, whatever. Their team is still really good. Really good.
So that's your favorite to win the tier, right? You're not looking at a different category, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Not this time.
Okay.
I hope not.
I'm making sure.
I hope not. I said the right thing. Fish didn't look at me like I was crazy this time. So
A little bit.
Yeah, but speaking of that, Fish, who's your favorite to win the tier?
I'm gonna go Gangsters. They're kind of just nice. They're gonna win. I love everyone on that team. Pretty good friends with a lot of them. They're dominant. They scrim a lot. They got coaching. Shout out to recurve. I expect them to be the favorites pretty much throughout the whole season. There might be a team at the end of it. They might get in trouble, but yeah.
Definitely. The Guangzhou Gangsters a favorite for 3 seasons now in a row, so we'll see if they're able to keep that up here. Let's move over to best dark horse team. We're the team that a dark horse team that you're looking forward as we enter the season. Johnel, starting with you.
dark horse wise, I'm looking at Hammerhead. I'm gonna be honest. Not really much on Hammerhead, honestly, but I'm looking to see them do a lot of big things this season, and I'm counting on it.
Yeah, definitely Hammerhead. We'll have to see how they're able to do. Bringing on Kiddo from flashbacks to last season. Might be a strong, formidable foe this season. Fish, what about a dark horse that you're looking forward to in Season 10 in Transcendence Tier?
I'm going to go with the Billings Boomers. Pretty historic team. They've played the last couple seasons. In my opinion, they have underperformed in the last couple seasons. Like, if you look at the roster on paper, they've kind of just not played up to what the standard I think they could be playing at. But I think this is the season. I think they got a really, really good roster, and I think they're gonna do really well. Hopefully, I'm hoping for Billings Boomers.
We'll see. We'll see what the Billings Boomers are able to do this season. They've had some good runs in the past. Other runs not so well, but we'll see if they're able to do it this season. How about a new team that you are watching as we enter into Transcendence Tier Season 10? Starting off with you, Jono.
Going back to Hive Mind. Like I said earlier, man, I'm a big Hive Mind fan. I just want to see him do good. I want to see him do big things.
Hive Mind Halophites. We'll definitely see if they're able to do good. Again, that roster is basically Galactic Gibbons plus Phineas and Clem. Phineas, Clem, and also recently Capital. So I think that is a stacked roster to say the least. So we'll see if they're able to live up to that name. Fish, what about a new team that you're watching heading into the season?
I'm going to go with Wyverns. Shout out to my boy Fungin, manager of that team. They have a pretty cool team. Fungin, Trisky. I think they could do some things. They have a lot of synergy. That team has played. Those 5 players together have played together a lot. So I think they'll be able to use that to beat a lot of teams.
Definitely Wyverns. We'll see if they're going to be an interesting team to watch this season. As there are a lot of other teams that are definitely going to be interesting to watch as we head into Season 10. How about an early MVP favorite before matches even begin? Who is your favorite to win MVP? Starting off with you, Jono.
I'm going to go with Syme from Hive Mind. Obviously, I'm kind of biased a little bit. Hive Mind rules. Syme, oh my God, he can pop off, man. And it's scary, I'm going to be honest. So I got Syme going for it. A couple runner-ups though.
Yeah, Laura shouldn't have to peak him at trans tier. He shouldn't have that problem.
I don't know. We'll find out.
You have to deal with it.
I don't know, man.
Sorry,
Listen, I'm just gonna say, Jono has a lot of buzz around Hive Mind Halifights this season. So
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my! I just understood that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro just made a bee joke. This is like the bee movie, but Overwatch.
It's gonna be a long season of those. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What about you, Fish? Who is your early MVP favorite?
Cameron. Cam's going to pop off. He's the leader of that team, captain of that team. And he's pretty much been the MVP favorite in every season he's played.
Talking about, are you a Cam fan?
I am. I'm a Cam fan.
He is a Cam fan. Season 8 MVP, by the way, so has won it before. Definitely can do it again. And now comes the hardest question I have to ask. Your favorite logo in Transcendence tier, starting off with you, Jono.
I gave it to Throwing Her Bad because, oh man, I don't know, that the logo just like it at least caught my eye. Like I was just looking at him and I was just like, a lot of these are cool, and then I seen theirs and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. Just snap of a finger.
Yeah, definitely good logo over there. Many people call them the Trash Cats for a reason. So Throwing Her Bad, definitely a really good logo over there. Fish, what about your favorite logo in Transcendence tier?
I'm gonna go with Singularity. I think they have a really cool logo. It's like I'm also into space. I think I like their logo. It's very clean, very cool.
We could be friends, man. You want to be best friends?
You want to be friends? Let's talk.
I'm establishing friendships on the Iris podcast. Make sure you tune in next time where we get more friendships or rivalries, depending on what you look at it. But yeah, definitely.
Navino.
When Navino's on the broadcast, everyone's an enemy. Let's be real. No, but I definitely like Singularity's logo as well. I'm going to take a second here to highlight a logo of my own. I'm going to highlight Just Better Incorporated's logo. I really like the simplistic design of the JBI. Like, it just looks really good. Like, it's a really good logo in my opinion. I like Just Better Incorporated's logo. So definitely a good logo to see out there. And now to wrap up our lightning round, your favorite team to watch in Transcendence tier. What team are you trying to watch every single matchup as much as possible? John Hull, starting with you.
See, now I'm going to go with the Gangsters just for the simple fact that watching Cam play the game just makes me want to play the game. Cam is literally the GOAT. Yes, Cam, we love you on this podcast. Yeah, I'm going with Gangsters.
Yeah, ignore what A-Plum and Reborn are saying in the chat. We love Cam on this podcast. Fish, what about a team that you are excited to watch as we enter Season 10?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Gangsters, but I'm going to go with it for a completely different reason. I'm not going to go for Cam. I'm going to go for Frozen on Tank. Because if you didn't know, the Guangzhou Gangsters are playing Frozen on Tank in their game. So they're off-rolling, they're running the Grippers comp all the time. They're playing Frozen on Tank, I'm telling you, and that's why I want to watch them.
I mean, yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see Frozen on Tank this season. I'm going to pitch in again because, again, I have to mention the team. I like Ulf, and Ulf have an amazing player that I think could make an impact. Their name is Hurricane. Last season, Hurricane had some very stellar moments, not just in Tranquility, but in other tournaments as well. So I think Hurricane could be a very strong, formidable foe. It'll be interesting to see how Ulf do. I mean, Ulf are always a fun team to watch. You okay there, John?
Cam, what are you doing? Cam, what are you doing?
Find camera to refocus. There we go.
Are you saying Cam or camera?
My webcam was messing up.
Okay.
Are you sure your webcam was messing up?
Oh my god.
Stop making cam.
That's not even creative. That's not even creative. I'm sorry.
That was creative. I took it right from you.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Right out of your playbook.
Anyway, that wraps up our lightning round. That is everything that we're going to be talking about every single team, or about every single tier this season. Again, matches start this week. Actually, tomorrow. Speaking of that, we need to talk about what matches we're going to be watching this week as we head into the first week of stage number 1 of Season 10 of Tranquility. John'll, give me a match that you want us to watch this week, and also, or why we should watch it. Also, give me a prediction of who's going to win.
The match I want you guys to watch this week is probably GP and FBRD. Just for the simple fact that FBRD had some crazy roster changes, and GP also had some crazy roster changes. So it's gonna be just basically two whole new teams. FBRD is gonna have a real run this season, and I can see it. I got it going 3-2 FBRD.
The Bird Bowl once again face off. They faced off in the semifinals of the preseason, and now they're facing off in the regular season in the first week. So we'll see how entertaining that match is going to be. Fish, what match are you watching this week? Tell us why we should watch it and predict the score.
Well, I hope the stream doesn't crash. I'm going Devil Dukes versus Fleet Angels. Both two strong teams in Trans Tier. Big fan of both of them. This is gonna be really close. I'm gonna go 3-2 Fleet Angels. I think both teams are really good. I could see it going either way. Both teams are kind of new together, especially Devil Dukes. Hopefully Ducks gets in the game. That's my dying wish. But yeah, I hope it's featured. You guys should go and watch it.
Absolutely. We'll get into those feature matches in a second, but definitely Devil Dukes versus Fleet Angels, a fun match to watch. I would keep up the tradition and go for a Discord tier match, but I'm actually looking at a Harmony tier match. I'm looking at Luminous Foxes versus Pause Champ, as this is going to be one of the many, as I call, dog bowls in Harmony R&B, because there are 3 dog teams in Harmony R&B. Luminous Foxes, Pause Champ, and Doodles. So this is going to be one of many that we're going to see this season, and both of these teams look very strong. Luminous Foxes, of course, your preseason runner-ups. Pause Champ coming in with a very synergized core from Fahrenheit 972, in addition to some extra pieces. I think this is going to be one heck of a match to watch, and we'll get the scope of how good these two teams really are. As for a prediction, I'm going to say it's going to go 3-2 for the Luminous Foxes. I think it's going to be one heck of a close match we see tomorrow on Tuesday. But that is it for our matches to watch this week. Now, if you like predictions, I have some very good news for you as I load up this. We have more predictions coming your way right after this broadcast, as Predicting Tranquility is making its return. Nerfed, Master Ryan, and Choi Soo-won will be predicting all 41 matches in Tranquility directly after this Twitch broadcast, if you're watching us live on Twitch.
Choi Soo-won? Choi Soo-won is what? Choi Soo-won is there?
The Choi Soo-won.
The Choi.
The Choi Soo-won.
You guys gotta watch.
Your grand finals MVP last season, the Choi Soo-won, will be on the Predicting Tranquility show tonight. In addition, we also have our first feature matches of the week. Tomorrow, Harmony Tier North America starts with our feature match, where the Galactic Penguins and Fire-Breathing Rubber Duckies will be facing off in the Bird Bowl to start off the season. On Wednesday, Devil Dukes and Fleet Angels will be starting off the Transcendence Tier feature matches, and then on Thursday, we wrap up the week of matches with the Discord Tier match, Ragnarok Loki versus Trigonometric. All of those matches are happening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on twitch.tv/TranquilityGG, so you do not want to miss either of those. In addition, we have some extra programming, of course. For those who are unaware, Tranquility has the honor of welcoming in Bronze Banter to the content creation team. This Saturday, you can catch the first edition of Bronze Banter at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you don't want to miss the teams talking about. You don't want to miss some 4 eccentric analysts talking all about Harmony Tier, specifically throwing around some ridiculous banter in the process. In addition, we also have an additional Silver Slander that will be on Tuesdays after the Harmony Tier feature. There will not be a Silver Slander this week, as they're just preparing everything, making sure everything is sorted, but that will be next week after the Harmony Tier feature, where they're going to be talking about Discord Tier. So definitely going to be an interesting batch of content there. And of course, on Saturday, or not on Saturday, On Sunday, you may have catched it last night if you were on the Tranquility Twitch channel, but we have a brand new program with After Scrims tonight featuring Thuggington Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Thuggington's going to dive deep into Tranquility and have some damn good fun in a talk show-esque setting. You don't want to miss that every Sunday night, especially because Thuggington is one handsome man, I can confirm.
And who are you telling?
I mean,
I watched it last night. I was like, wow.
I mean, he is a very handsome man, and there is no doubting that you should really tune in to After Scrims tonight. But that is it for announcements. Gentlemen, before we announce our giveaway winner for a free t-shirt from the Tranquility store, is there anything that you have to say?
Nope. I'm gonna be honest. Tonight was awesome. Go aimbots. Support your fellow aimbots tomorrow. I flipped my switch, so if you guys see me like clicking heads, don't really say anything. Please don't report me. I didn't do anything. Blame it on Bowsy.
Check him PC. Check him PC.
Check him PC.
No, it was fun. This was very cool.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you two as well as Navino on the podcast this season. We're going to be having it's going to be one heck of a season. We're in for a lot. And now to wrap up the broadcast, we have our giveaway winner. Of course, a free t-shirt from the Tranquility store goes to, can I get a drum roll please from anybody who's going to get one? The winner is Chobi from the Galactic Penguins.
Woo! Go Chobi!
Well, I mean, this would be good if it weren't for the fact that Chobi won 4 shirts last season.
He won 4 shirts?
He won 4 shirts. I'm pretty sure in a row last season. Chobi won 4 shirts.
Like that. Nobody be entering giveaway entries like Chobi. That's all I'm saying.
Chobi needs like a shirt. Nobody. Chobi has a Galactic Penguin shirt for every size at this point. But
I think he just
goes
to
get an MI7 shirt. Put it on Twitter.
Nah, get an aimbot shirt. I'll retweet it.
How about you get an NPC forehead shirt? Regardless of which, that is going to be it. Again, congratulations, Chobi, for winning the giveaway. We'll be getting in contact with you about that so that you can redeem your shirt or give it to somebody else.
Oh my god.
Yes, there is the emote from NPC. That is indeed a shirt.
No way.
On our
no
store.
way.
I mean, hey, you can check it out for yourself at !store in the chat, shop.spreadshirt.com/tranquilityGG. That shirt is available. But regardless of which, that is going to do it for us here today. Thank you all for coming. We thank you all for gazing into the iris. For my wonderful analysts, Jonal, and Fish. I'm making sure I'm pointing in the right direction because I did that wrong, all casts. But for my amazing analysts, Jonal and Fish, my name has been Bowsy. Until we meet again, we thank you all for watching the Iris podcast, and we will see you in season. We'll see you next week, and we hope you enjoy the first week of season 10 of Tranquility Gaming. Have a good one, y'all, and enjoy predicting Tranquility right after this broadcast.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.